everybody, welcome back to Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. We are so close to being completely debt-free. Very excited about that. Very excited indeed. We have 500,000 rubles in the bank. All right. 500,000, man. And I think we could do some serious damage to this. All right. I'm going to do some serious damage to it. We do need to buy trains and stuff, so you have to keep that in mind. The distribution office is going to be done soon, and we're going to need to buy at least a couple of locomotives and some track and some trains and all that other stuff to, you know, start that process. But why pay interest while we wait? We can always borrow it later, right? So I think we borrow. I'm going to borrow 500 grand right now. Well, we should borrow this much because we're going to pay this much, right? That's, you want to take it off the loan, so you borrow that. So I think that's what we'll do. So we'll say the difference between these two, which is 300 grand. Let's go and get a bigger difference. We'll say 400,000. Borrow 400,000, and then 809, 427. Boom. 400,000. That's it. That's all we owe. Back to that. Okay. We want these guys to keep going here too, to sell some more fuel. They're gonna need repaired soon. Okay, 48% and everything. They're kind of getting grungy. They're gonna need repaired soon. We're gonna take a look at it. I still have the waste overlay on. Still monitoring the situation. Still seeing buildings with 82%, 98% over here. A bit of a stress inducer potentially. It's mostly for biological though, so I think we just need a few more biological bins. That should take care of that. It's a balancing game, trying to figure out what do they want to drop in here. Look, plastic waste is the thing that's getting close now. We'll just give you a little bit more. Hey, biological's not that full, give you a little bit less. It's a back and forth thing. It's not that interesting to watch someone do it, I admit. So I'm gonna try and just do it, but I'm not gonna show you everything, okay? But that's what's gonna happen. We're just gonna kind of, you know, balance it out. I'm still pausing technical service offices, these two, just in case. I think though, as we expand to new people, and you know, get new new buildings and new people in here. Remember, I'm going to expand this to like another 8,000 people in Charlevitz, right? So eventually we will need these, and so I'll probably build them in the same spot, but we just don't need them right now. There's also this one, technical service office going in here. I like this location. It was always the idea to have like 4 technical service offices here before I kind of changed the plan. And it's nice because it is in range of this vehicle repair center. So it's going to be orange. It's going to be automatically repaired. It's very nice. As long as we can keep people in here, which is a problem right now, then that would be a thing. Right now, I have 100% of the people being brought here going to the heating plant to keep the heat going because it's winter and I don't want to lose people. And it's surprisingly difficult to keep people to this location. It's almost like everybody's not coming to the bus, or at least not enough people are coming to the bus. I'm going to add the bus to this building. It's not going to be the majority, but we're going to add a few extra people to come over here. And I also have this, which is 50-50 right now. I'm going to keep that the way it is. I would like to see one of these buildings with maybe less concentration of smart people. How about this one? I'm going to tell half of you guys to go there. And then the other half can work, let's say, hospital, police, maybe even secret police, radio. Yeah, radio, definitely. And then we'll just have, you know, something like that. So just, I want to make sure that people are going to this bus stop. We've got to get people in those buses, all right? Lots of reconstruction projects happening here. I would like to maybe get this pub built too. I can get that set up to distribution, get alcohol into there. These guys wouldn't have to, I don't think they have to walk so far. Yeah, all these guys can reach it pending walking. We don't have walking paths done? Oh, this walking path isn't completed. So they're having a hard time getting alcohol right now too. So we're just gonna mark these to construct as well. Today, what I would very much like to do is to get less people being taken from the bus stop over to manufacturing and start leveraging this cableway, which is not done yet, but it's going to be very soon. I just didn't add it to the schedule yet, so now I will. All right, there you go. And as we get this path going, this is the one with the lamps, which is going to allow us to get just a little further than planned before. And if I can maybe I can get this one going with that too, possibly extending the range of all of these different places with lamps over time. Okay, so while they're building the cableway, which is moving along fairly well, I guess. There's just workers now needed for this, which is nice. Let's make sure I got that selected. I think I do. Yep. While they're doing that, I want to set up an alternative method of bringing people over to the refinery because it's still not as consistent as I would like. We get intermittent periods where there's like 70 or 80 people in here and then nobody. I want something a bit more consistent, right? And you might think, okay, we'll just, you know, space out your buses and everything's good. But when I do line spacing with this bus route, yep. When I do line spacing with this bus route, all the buses slow down again. So I don't like that. So I've gone ahead and got this road paved, which is great. This is a very busy road, so I've opted to give them an alternative path while I pave it. So this is done. This path here, this is an end station, right? One of the little end stations. And I think I am going to come across and do this just so the buses who are going to the end station will get out of the way of the other traffic. And then we'll end up having this be how this is arranged. So we've got lots of roads going through here. And we're going to have the end station for the bus routes that head out this way. And ultimately, it'll be an end station for the bus routes that head out this way as well, because we're going to have buses that take out to scrap yards and stuff too. I swear, we are going to plan a scrap yard very, very soon, okay? I swear. We just need a couple more things to be done, and let's get started on those too. I need aluminum recycling completed, so we're going to get that going. And I want to say that's the last thing before I start planning my scrap yard is aluminum recycling. The reason why I need all of these things unlocked is because I'm placing them all with a position that's very intentional to give them a relationship to each other. So they're all going to feed automatically into each other with absolutely no trucks needed. But I can't do any of that and plan the spacing appropriately and actually get that done, time-lapse or whatever, until I actually have access to placing all those buildings. So I have to have access to all the buildings, and I believe that is the last one. So once this entire loop is done, we should be good to go. I'm just double checking this to make sure I'm not missing anything extreme. And I think I'm pretty good with this. There is semiconductors and plastics and things, but we're not going to bother with that. Not for the scrapyard anyway. And good to go. Now so when this is done, we can start planning the scrapyard. That'll be next video. How about that? We'll plan the scrapyard next video. Real quick, let's take a look at used vehicles. I wanted to go down to track builders, just making sure there's no tunnel bore machine. Because, like, if there's ever another tunnel boring machine for that price, I will buy it every single time. I will take a loan to buy it every single time. That is an amazing price. We are going to get so much money for that. Definitely going to be worth it. But as far as tunnels, yet I don't see that. I don't see a ability to do the tunnel yet. I think what I'll most likely do is have a tunnel right through here. I don't like how this looks. There's nothing I can do about it. Not that I know of, anyway. What if I do this? No. Restore soil? No, nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing can be done about that. Just little things. Welcome to Workers and Resources. Pretty much. Missing resource, coal. Okay, we now are out of coal over here. Now our reserve bank is right here, and we're going to start dipping into that. So I got to figure out what's going on with coal, too. And we're going to be planning this. And as soon as we have the passenger rail station done, right here, or here, this one is done, actually. So we could say that as soon as the rail is completed, actually kind of is. Yeah, the rail's done all the way up there. So I will plan out the rail station for this side. I think I'm going to remake the houses into the more comfortable ones, and we'll build them that way. We're going to start building Sternakova soon. And then with Sternakova built, we can have them riding the passenger train all the way out this way so they can get their stuff that they want. They can shop for food and clothing and all that stuff, and then they can ride back home. All right, that we'll have a passenger train that's going back and forth. So in other words, I'm going to need a train. I'm going to need to buy a passenger train so that I have one available. So let's just take a quick look at used vehicles, and I want to look for train sets. Okay, so these are 2 electric ones, and I would love to have an electric one. I would, because they're awesome. 416 passengers is great, but I don't have an electrified railway yet, nor do I have a means of producing electrical components And electrical components are incredibly expensive. They're at 35 over almost 3,600 per ton right now. So expensive. Not going to bother with this yet. This train set is acceptable for what we have. We have a good reliable source of fuel, and we have a place to refuel on the way. It's a 34% wear and tear. I don't particularly like that. Let's see what the DP train set is worth brand new. So 210 passengers is what that is. And if I come up to this brand new, we have the D1 is the only one available. Now, that's significantly more expensive, but it also has a bigger capacity. The only other way I can get around this is by going electric at this point. And again, like, I don't think I can afford... I'm not going to... My first train set has to be on fuel because we're also going to be going out to steel. First train set has to be fuel. I like 330 passengers. I do. I'm curious on what the cost would be if we were to go with diesel locomotive instead. We're at 96,000 already on the used market. And then we were to add passenger wagons to that. I think that's cheaper than the train set. It's also much longer than the train set, which could be a problem with how I've designed the rail. So, yeah, you know, I'm starting to like the DP. I'm starting to like it because it's cheaper. So I'm going to buy the DP as the first one. It's 88 grand. That's going to be our first train set. It's a used one, and it's gonna do us well. So let's go ahead and get that in the depot. We can use it later. I'm not going to bother bringing the tunnel boring machine to the depot, by the way, because I think I might end up breaking that thing down. Like, I don't have any tunnels to make, and it was so cheap to buy it that I might end up breaking it down for the steel. And then I can make a profit on it and then use the profit to buy another used one later. That's why I was kind of hoping to find a used one. Oh boy, my meat truck. It's seen better days. Why are we still buying meat? I mean, this is the distribution office's fault, right? It's because of this. It's keeping this 80% full or whatever. And do I have a connection? Give me like an available connections here. I'm at 8 out of 20. I can do this. Take the road cargo station. I want you to keep this 80% full, but I don't want you to do it with meat. Keep everything else 80% full. That's fine. I don't think I want to go with electronics. Now, because it's already restricted at the warehouse, so you can see they're not leaving to do our electronics. But now that means we're not doing anything with meat. So what I think I want to do instead is we're going to go over and find that refrigeration truck. There we go. I'm going to add the meat storage as a source here instead. And then I can tell you to keep, 40% full, let's say. And now we're not going to senselessly buy meat over and over and over again. So just keep it 40% full is good. Eventually we'll have our meat farm and everything will be great. I said I wanted to be debt free today. I mean, we're very close, okay? Like, if I take a 100,000 loan here, I can clear this. 392. 145. Boom. Oh. Ooh, very, very close. Whoopsie. Here, let's take another 180,000. And then we'll clear this one. 392. 145. My math was just bad, that's all. And then we'll clear this one back again. 100,000. All right, we're less than 200 grand in debt. I think it's safe to say we've handled our financial problems, all right? I think it's pretty safe to say that, along with the fact that I've already purchased 856 tons of steel. I'm giddy over seeing this and debt-free. I'm just super giddy with that. Should we plan our steel? Should we take a look at that today? I know I haven't really done much today. Should I plan steel? I think we should. In order to plan steel, though, I need to have excavators and stuff out here. But I am 99%. That's bold. Let's not do 99%. Let's say, more realistically, I'm an optimistic 82.5% sure that the steel mill is going to be located about here. So I'm gonna pop it right here. right, so we're going to say it's right here. That's the steel mill. Everyone knows now that's where the steel mill is, okay? So if that's the steel mill, then we're going to... Let's bring this track back about here. All right, and then we'll just... assuming this all works out, we'll have this track go all the way out to where the steel mill is. Let's say... Do we want to connect to just the 2? Or do we connect to all 3 at some point? I have never had a problem. I've never had a situation in the past with my playthroughs anyway, to where I needed to use all 3 of these. It's always been just 2. I'm gonna use the nearest 2. I think if there is a reason to expand upon it, it'll probably be easier to expand in this direction than it is towards the mountains. So we'll leave this one open, and we'll bring this all the way around like this. Keep the track right next to each other like that. There we go. All right, looks pretty good to me. Let's double check our little points here, get rid of these little waypoints. There we go, and we should now see that, yep, that can be done. I can go ahead and tell them that they are permitted to build this, all right? Maybe it shouldn't be a high priority, but they're permitted to build this now. And the auto surge should pick it up. Yeah, that's definitely far enough for the auto search to see. It's highlighting, so it is. So they'll pick it up and do it in their own time. That's fine. In the meantime, this is one of those parts of the game. There's always a part in every game we play where there isn't a whole lot to do. You just have to observe and try to fix little things, the detail work, right? And it's in those moments that I don't know what to show you as a content creator. It's one of those moments where I usually just skip it, you know? Looks like our coal dropped out again. And we are actually getting kind of in trouble here with coal. I really need to do something about that. And I'm not sure precisely what's going on there. I think prisoners... It's honestly, it's the snowy roads is what it is. Prisoners, you're going to the coal mines, whether you like it or not. Where is my prison buses? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure they can even make it here. 82 kilometers per hour. Yeah, if the road is plowed. Not sure they could make it. What's the timer on prisoners? Is there a timer on this? It's 4 hours. Okay, it's the same timer as everyone else. I'm not sure they can reach it in 4 hours. Gosh darn it, we're gonna try. I'm gonna take this new stop. We're gonna bring it up to here, and we're gonna say that the prisoners now work in the coal mines. Okay, that's where you work now. Sternakova coal mines. And I probably should add another prison bus to this to kind of keep this moving. I feel like I probably should. I mean, 2 of them, they can go their max speed. I think 3 is where we hit the max speed button, right? So prison bus, we actually have used ones. These are little tiny transports though. They can travel faster, but they don't look the same. I do kind of want them to look the same. So I'm gonna say that they're going 88 miles per hour in one of these bad boys. And that looks like the design. Yeah, that looks like the right design. Let's double check that. I do want them to look exactly the same. This is the A30. Yep, that looks pretty good. That's the one right there. All right, so we're gonna purchase you. Did you leave already? No. How come you're not? Oh, you know what it is? I haven't told it to go anywhere. It's gonna stay in the customs house because that's where I bought it. All right, so let's tell it to go somewhere. I don't know. Tell it to go. I mean, I have to bring it to a depot of some kind, otherwise I can't assign the route. I don't like that workflow. I really wish I could see it sitting in there waiting to be assigned and then assign it to a route immediately. I really wish that was a thing like that. I wish they would just pop out, but you have to buy it in a road depot. I guess I understand that part. Okay, so there you go. There's that. And compute the length. 3 vehicles are now on this, and we'll send prisoners to the coal mines. Hopefully that helps. Winter is almost done, so we should recover. And remember, in addition to having 1,000 here and 1,000 here, this thing also has an internal storage of 100. So it won't be that bad. I think we can keep the power running at full blast pretty much all the time. The aluminum recycling is now done. So in addition to planning out steel, which is now here, let's see, where is this going to be? So steel has a couple of different components, right? We have the iron that needs to come in and the coal that needs to come in. That's all you need. But each of those resources, when generated on their own, also has a processing process. Yeah, like coal does over there. And we don't want to really bring coal here with a train this time. We have lots of coal located right here. So we're not going to need to transport with, you know, the hopper cars and everything in this playthrough. At least not for a while. So what we'll want to do is we're going to set up a couple of different big storages that we can store both of these things and feed it into this building. So let's start with the aggregate storage. And I have not planned this ahead of time, so this might be a little rocky. I apologize for that, but it is what it is. I think normally I would go with these ones, but they're very heavy on steel. I'd like to use less steel. So I can go with these ones, heavier on concrete and slightly more. They're just a little weird in how they look. But, you know, they have the benefit, though, of being really long, which kind of gives me the ability to have less conveyors, which I do welcome that. I would like also to use the top part here because I need a road to go underneath this, because apparently my steel mill's road is on this side. I think I would have preferred it to be flipped around. Power connectors over here too. I guess that's fine, because all the steel is going to end up on this side, and then these industries and everything we do over here can use it. So nothing over here is going to be using the steel. So I guess what we'll do is I'm going to have, let's say, one storage be maybe right here. It's a minimum 10, right, on these conveyor belts? That's right, I remember that. It's 10. So this is a 15. If I can scoot this to where it's just barely 10, I think I'd like to do that. But I'm certainly not going to have you guys follow me along for that journey. So give me a second. I'm going to space these out. I'll be right back. Okay, so we got two of these storages right next to each other. And we're going to feed it from this side. So we get a little extra distance there because of how long these things are, which is kind of cool. Now, these are always at least 10 tons of steel because the post that keeps them up, all right, is what ends up ultimately judging how much steel it costs. So as long as you can keep them short enough, you can get them down to 10 tons. But as we've seen with the other things, like the coal processing and stuff, it's a minimum of 10. So I got these things as far away as I could before it ticked in and charged me extra for this, and charged me an extra 5 tons. So we have each of these costing me 10 tons of steel, and then we have the two storages. And each one of these storages is going to hold a completely different resource. Now, what I've been told by a couple people in the comments, they've confirmed this to me, and I don't quite understand how that's a thing, is that you can combine resources on these conveyor engines. Again, I don't know why that's a thing, but I've been told you can combine resources on these things. And what I mean by that is that I can have a feed coming into this stupid thing, which again makes no sense. And I can do this. And this thing will sort a variety of different things that are coming into it and push it to the proper storage as it comes in. Now, I think that that's probably a recipe for disaster here, because what if one of them gets full and the other one isn't? And you send me coal when there's no place to store it. Does it stop the iron from coming in? It may. It may. I don't know. For steel, I think perhaps we will do two different conveyors because it will also look a little cleaner. But I'm interested in seeing the results of, you know, somebody processing coal and iron, feeding that into some kind of splitter, some kind of merger, and then the merger feeds into this, which then gets split to here, right? So the workflow for this, I would welcome somebody to test this, and I may do it offline to test it to confirm if this works. But essentially what you would do is you would find one of these little mergers, and you would have two different processing centers, all right? Or maybe you have like two different iron processors or something, right? But effectively what you're doing is you're sending a resource on this side. All right, so let's say I have a resource processing iron over here. I would send it this way. I have resources and stuff processing coal over on this side. I send it this way. So iron, coal, both going in, merging on the same belt, and then getting split here and going to the proper storages each time. Somebody please confirm to me in the comments whether or not that's actually a thing, because it seems like that's more resource efficient for me to build it in this manner because I have less conveyor belts and therefore use less steel for the same operation. I don't know. I am not going to start building this today, so I might have enough time to hear comments about it. I don't know. I don't know how far ahead I am by the time you see this. I do have to record pretty good in advance. Patrons and members, you guys get them immediately as soon as I'm done, but because I'm a dad, all right, and there's never a guarantee that I'll get to record on any given day. I put my daughter into daycare. I put like a 10 to 12 hour day of nothing but video games. I bang out as much videos as I can on the 2 days she goes to daycare, and then I have really intermittent, almost non-existent work schedule for the other 5 days. And that's kind of how that's been working. So I record in advance. That's why. I'm sorry about that if it doesn't find you well. So hopefully I'm not too far ahead of you when I read your comments, because I'm not really ready to make steel yet, but I did want to kind of get the plan put in. So I'm going to go on the assumption, because I've been told this in the comments, I'm going to go on the assumption that it will work. But since I'm not building it yet, let's plan it as if it doesn't work. And then it's really just a matter of tweaking conveyors at that point, right? So we'll start with, I like these two because their roads go in multiple directions, so I can go out this way and I don't have to worry about, like, say, for example, like this, getting in the way of that road connection. Because that's always been a problem with, like, elevators and stuff, is getting in the way of road connections. So, good. Anyway, let's plan this as if, right? So we'll say that you're going to go in the top part. That's where I want you anyways, in that top one. All right, that's fine. Yeah, we go in the top one, although a merger would be better here, I think. So why don't we say, what are these transfers like this? Yeah. And then do I want to lift it up or no? I think probably no, because these are more expensive, right? Oh, they cost the same. Yeah, well, if they cost the same, then I'll lift it up. And then we want to flip it, actually, for the road to be on that side. So let's say we do it about like this. Can I get one? Just one. Yeah, like that, right? There. There, and then on this side, we'll put it in on exactly the same way, but we want to be as cheap as possible with the steel. So right about there. Okay. So there's our points. It's all looking very monotonous right now, right? Everything comes in a straight line, except for that, which it could change it, but I'm not going to. You're gonna have this be a thing, and you're gonna like it, okay? Now, iron is, well, I'm already in this section, so let's look at coal. Coal is located in two places over here, actually. We have coal here on this side, and we also have coal over here. Now, I see no reason to dip into this further away source unless I absolutely have to. So we're going to start with this source of coal. And that means coal's coming in on this side, which guess what? That means this side's coal. Yay. We've made our decision there. Huh, that was very fast. Lots of coal over here, too. Probably enough room for 2 mines, potentially. But there's a couple of things we have to consider about where this coal mine is located. One, I mean, we kind of have to do a lot of excavation here to really place it. And I can't do level terrain even. So even if it goes yellow on me here, I'm not going to be able to do anything. There's no excavators, all right? So I'm going to have to look at this as a project. And it's going to be a project that's going to take a while. I was 99% sure about steel being here. But now I'm thinking steel should be here. And then we have iron and coal, and they come in from both directions like this. And we put the iron here. And then the train track could just go a little bit further. And then we make this the junction, and then the train can go this. Yeah, okay. Like I said, I gave myself a margin for error, but I think I'm gonna actually put this over here. Regardless, this is the intended plan, right? So everything's coming in like this anyway, and coal, and then the iron is right here. Metallurgy, we go to iron mine, and the iron is right over here. So iron feeds in, coal feeds in, everything is all local. We'll want to design a train station for passengers, and then the steel, we actually can pick it up directly in. I think you can actually take the train, pull directly into here, and pull out steel that's in connected storages. We won't need any cargo stations here. The only reason we would ever want a cargo station in here in any way would be probably an aggregate unloader, which would allow us to unload iron, because we have more than enough coal for sure. But unloading enough iron, and then we can get the iron from like maybe the other side of the mountain or something. That's a possibility. We'll look at it if we need to. What we definitely need though is room for processing. So I'm gonna change this really quick, just so I have the spacing worked out. I'll be right back. Here's steel. So steel's actually way back in here now. So we're gonna go a little bit further than I had said before, but it's fine because the junction was going to be over top this little hill here, and I didn't want to do anything with that. So I had a choice of either doing it here or doing it over here, and I don't really think it matters where the actual junction part of it is, so why don't we just do it here anyway. So we'll say that this little part here, actually we have a crossing, let's say, and it goes about like this. I don't know if that's exactly perpendicular. It looks like it might have a tiny angle to it, but overall it's fine. And we'll just have this be like that, and then this ends up being our little intersection. So we'll go about like that and like that at the start. That's going to be our track that we have in our designs. There we go. Let's make sure that they don't build this or this or this or this. That should be all I have to disallow, because they shouldn't be building anything else. Yeah. Let's take away this. And then you are one big long thing, right? Yep. And they haven't started building you yet, so I can put you back on high priority and you can be auto-searched in good time. Okay, so the train can now work its way over and around and get itself into here. Now, I'm not going to do that just yet because I don't exactly know what else is going to be in this area, and I kind of want to get an idea of that. And I'm sorry for wasting your time just a little bit, but with steel here, it's actually going to be better. I think significantly better, because one, I'm going to have less distance from iron, so I can have less steel allotment to get in here. But the second thing that's cool is that the steel can now be near the water. Steel near the water is a fantastic idea. Do you know why? Well, I'll tell you why. Steel near the water means one very important cool thing is about to happen, and that is that I can have a storage put right about here, I guess, where just as long as my my road connection is good. I could do this with a big old storage like this, and then later on, here we go, cargo harbor. Yeah, right over here in this opening in the water. Can totally fit here as long as I do a little excavation, round out this edge here. We could totally have a cargo harbor here now, and it can connect directly to that storage. So no trucks, just feed the steel to here, and then boom. Now it's on a boat, and we can take it to anywhere else in our republic we end up building later on in this series. I think that's great. We could even sell the steel with a boat, right? We could do it. So I'm going to leave this there. Obviously, we're going to need other sources to store our steel, because we're going to be making it so fast that that is not going to be sufficient at all. So we're also going to need, and again, we can load and unload directly from these tracks, I believe. As long as we leave this as a two-way, we should be able to do that. So this will stay a two-way, and then this right here would be a two-way too, probably. There's no reason to make it one-way. So I would go into my storages again, okay? And then we could have another storage be located right here. I have to be wary of the road connection there too, and I may end up changing that just because I think the road being on this other side would be better, just to have the road go all the way around the edge. Yep, that's it. Like this, hi. And then right about Lagarissa is where this would be, right about here. And then if I position this accordingly, I would get the factory connection to be there, you know, but the road can still go around, and that's the point. So the road would end up going around on this side too. We'll go really close. Well, as close as we can without getting in the way of this one, of course. Okay, so I decided to do this a little bit differently, actually. We're going to have these two storages out like this. They'll be connected like this. We have their road parts are actually on the outside, and their factory connection points are on the inside. So what I want to do with this is we're going to use a road cargo depot. I think this is going to be way better. You know what? Maybe we'll, use one of these. So I think this is going to be way better. I might have to do a little bit of, like, you know, make this level and give myself some more room on that side. That's fine. But if I do this, I now get a road cargo station that can pull from both of them instead of all my distribution offices and stuff having to choose which one. I don't like that. Let me make sure and double check that this storage... I mean, we're still good. Technically, we're not having a power problem yet, but I would actually like to be notified if this one goes empty too. That one definitely needs to be notifying me. We have 354,000, guys. You know what this means? It means I'm paying off the entirety of this loan right now. 176,929 rubles. That is it. We owe nothing. The debt is gone. Ta-da! And we have 177,000 to spare, which is pretty nice. So the plan works. The economics works. We're at 7,200 workers too, which I think is pretty dang good. I want to have this road is going to come around. If it can reach all the way over here without having to terraform, that'd be cool too. So let's say the road goes about like this. Yeah, and it just reaches around like that. That's fine. And then you would just connect to whatever. So yeah, there you go. That's our connection point. And then you would run out that way somewhere. This one could then wrap around. We don't really need this to be a major road or anything. So this would have to be, it had to be wrapped pretty tightly though, because otherwise it's going to get in the way of that factory connection. But yeah, that's good. That's good. So we'll plan on that being the setup for steel. I can't plan this part. I thought I could. And again, that's why I said, sorry for wasting your time. I can't plan this part all the way because I actually need to flatten this a lot before I can get the processing centers and stuff in. What will most likely happen is that iron processing will happen kind of off to the side here. And then coal processing would happen kind of off to the side with the sources coming in from this way. I can't have the storages in the middle if the processing in the middle, there's not enough room. So processing would probably happen off to the side like that. And then the storages would be in the middle and they would feed in. And then we'd have also external storages from here. And I said I can't plan it because if I try to, look what happens. If I go to, let's say, coal processing plant, it's all yellow. There's very few parts here where it's green. At least this side is, well, okay, this side's cooperating, but this side isn't cooperating with me when I was trying it out. Very few elements where it's green, and just because it's green doesn't mean I want it there, right? I might want it to be something that's different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan this out after I can get some excavators and stuff out this way. And that's going to happen by just taking this road, not this one. Oh, let's do that one, actually. By taking this road, and I'm going to take this road all the way out, right alongside this rail right now. We're just going to take it right alongside this rail. Get it all the way out here, okay? And then we'll cross the track right over here. And if I can get an excavator to be about right here, that should be close enough for me to do everything I need to do. Do I have any more spare free road depots? No, 7 out of 7. Okay, so what I want to do is I got to go over here where my spares are. There they are. And we're going to tell you all to go here. And then once this is empty, I'll go ahead and kill that. And I can merge all of these guys and bring them over there where I can mess with that, okay? And then I'll show you next video how that works out. Next video, what I'd like to do is take a look at planning scrap, okay? I'm going to lay out the whole plans for everything we're going to do for scrap right in this spot here. And then I'm going to do that with you, but I'm just going to reconfirm my plans in my older... I have a little side save that I'm messing with this area with. I'm just going to confirm that little thing. And then I'm going to design it with you guys right here on a little time lapse that you might enjoy. And yeah, then you'll have the plans for scrap. In between videos, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and change all these houses to the higher quality versions. That may require me to remove some of these walking paths, and that's no big deal, I guess. But, you know, it'd be nice if I hadn't built them already. I think I'm confident enough in our trash situation to remove the overlay. I mean, everything seems to be pretty green here. There's a couple places where it's like 73% or whatever, but everything seems to be fine. In fact, this garbage truck is sitting here doing nothing. That's a good sign. That's a great sign. To have a garbage truck just sitting there doing nothing. I mean, you should be going around picking up stuff. What's the reason? Huh? Plastic waste cannot be stored. No garbage truck for big containers. Well, I mean, that's just like your opinion, man. I mean, why aren't you taking the plastic waste and stuff? You're telling me you can't store plastic waste. You're telling me with a straight face that you don't have a space for that? I think it's right here, right? And you know what? Since this isn't built yet, I'm not going to, because we're gonna plan the scrapping and everything. If this isn't built yet, it's not going to be, and I don't care. So we're just going to get rid of that. This can go too. It's not built. It's not wasting resources on this. It's okay. Everything's fine. Just get rid of it, okay? Yeah, we can get rid of this. The only reason that existed was to get to that location. So whatever, it's gone. Yes, I know I can hold control. I just completely forgot while I was clicking it. Okay, so this cableway is completed now. We have the whole thing down over here. Everything is good, and we're gonna start having people move down here. And that's gonna help our economic situation even more. So in order to have that work, of course, we need to have the cableway cars. And so I'll take this flatbed here, and go to new stop for you, and I'm gonna say I want you to go pick up vehicles from this border right there. Yep. And I want you, let's actually choose this, because you're gonna end up taking other things. There's not any other things. No, you can't do that. It's not like you're gonna take the tunnel boring machine or anything, so never mind. And then we're gonna say that you bring them, let's bring them over to this side. So have them delivered to here, okay? And then unload that. You can wait till unloaded. I don't know, maybe. No, there's no reason to do that. Go. Now, I want to have 2 different cars doing this, or 2 different trucks doing this, because it is a pretty intensive process to go all the way over there just to bring like 6 little cars. So I'm gonna have this MZ. Nah, you can do it. No, that's not the right office. I need you to go to one of these. There we go. And now that you're on one of those, I can tell you to have that route there. All right. So you're gonna go do the same thing. So 2 of these trucks are gonna go load vehicles and bring them over there. So what vehicles we want? Well, we chose the heavy post this time, so we can move more people. I don't know what the capacity is, but I can check. I just don't know what it is yet. But I'm pretty confident we can have the heavy cabins. And there's the heavy V2 and the heavy V1. Obviously, this one is cheaper and holds more passengers, obviously. So we're going to buy a few of these. I need to see what the actual... there's currently 8 vehicles in here, and that includes the tunnel boring machine. So I've purchased 7 of them. What's the capacity on this? You can have a maximum of 29. 29. Let's max it out. Why not? 30. All right, that's 29 heavy personal vehicles, okay? So we're going to have those trucks, bring them over here, and then after that, we'll go ahead and flip the switch on this, and we'll start it up, because right now it's off, so we're going to start it up then, okay? That's going to be great. We don't currently need any more on this because we never have any passengers waiting, so I probably over-purchased cable cars on this. We can, if I so choose so, later on, we can get these loaded and move them to another cableway station later, like maybe over in coal mine. Of course, the coal mine is going to be a different story because the coal mine is going to use the heavy ones, but yeah, whatever. This is getting reconstructed now. Very good. And I'm not seeing this full, but I am seeing it more full than it was before. So we must be doing better on getting coal ore into this building now. I would really love to just max this sucker out. Just go 220 with this, boom. And then just see both of these things go as fast as possible. Oh, that'd be so good. This thing going as fast as possible would be great too, because now we're seeing a lack of workers. I really don't understand it though. How are we having less workers after I've almost doubled my population? There's got to be an explanation for this. And I believe I know what that explanation is. I think it's the reconstruction office. I think all those buses are usually, not right now. Nope, my theory's wrong. Normally I don't see the reconstruction buses being here, but now they're all here. So I guess they're doing a pretty good job on the reconstruction front. I'm gonna turn this overlay off now. We don't need it. Let's take a quick look at the wear and tear, though. See if there's anything else. Okay. Heating plant was just recently done. All the big expensive stuff over there was already done. How's the refinery? 22. Okay, not too bad. This is 63. Are they not getting to this because it's not connected? Yep. Because I paved the road, so I need to connect that, and then they'll reconstruct that now, too. I'm sure there's a lot of things that are not connected, because I disconnect them to pave the roads, and then I forget to reconnect them, right? I don't think we need this courthouse done yet. I don't believe, because our republic is only 7,300 people, and I'm pretty sure the small courthouse is sufficient to handle 7,300 people. I forget at what point it becomes insufficient. I don't actually know. Did I not do this? I think I'm going to let them do auto search now. Okay, so they've managed to bring 4 of the cabins onto this right now, which is great. So I'm going to go ahead and just reconstructor this so that we have only workers on this. And oh my goodness, look at this. Hey, train distribution place is done now too. So we can start getting the locomotives and stuff brought into here, and maybe it can just start working. Now, to make sure that our distribution office trains are good to go, we are going to want to make sure that this thing has fuel all the time. I also think having one of these assigned to this office is a good idea, so we're just going to go ahead and pop that in there. And we can also have you guys go ahead and sell some fuel. It's fine. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's what I want to see. 200 tons of fuel in there. Perfect. Did we get this tank done yet? Not the tank, the pipes. So we need to work on all these pipes. I am not going to do all of that, though, until I have steel. All right. So all the extra oil and stuff, right? All of that, all the extra oil systems and stuff, getting it into this building, that is all post-steel production. Because the piping that I've already laid out in the city alone is about 1,000 tons of steel. Pipes are incredibly expensive. Okay? Like this one. This is 65 tons of steel just for that. And I've got like a lot of pipe. This single pipe right here, going from this place to this place, right? That's 105 tons of steel. All of these things, all of that stuff's hundreds of tons of steel too, right? So 104 tons there. This one over here, looking at another 61 tons there. Then you got all these pipes that are above ground, right? These are lots and lots of steel. So we are going to create this from the steel that we do over here, all right? I purchased all of this steel because I need to make the rails happen. And I also need to build steel and have all of the mines and the conveyors and the steel system. I needed to buy steel to get that done. And I could buy more steel because I'm out of debt now. Ha ha ha! Isn't that great? Mm-hmm. I think it is. So train distribution office now has its own source of fuel, which is great. So what we want to do here is want to purchase vehicles. I don't know if we can do this in realistic mode. I think as long as you have a connection to the border, you can. So it won't let me do this because there's no connection to the customs house, but there is one here. So if I was to purchase this, it would work. The thing is, I would love for this to all be electric trains. I really would. I just don't think we're there yet. I'll get them transitioned later. Because we have scrapping as a mechanic in this game, I can feel good about the fact that I'm going to buy cheaper trains now that work with my existing diesel setup. It doesn't cost me any power, and I can scrap them later. I feel good about that. So we're going to go real cheap on this. These DR Class 5s are great. We can get these. The other thing that we have to do for this, though, and I could probably buy a few of them now just so I can like lock in the pricing, I suppose. I'm going to wait, though, because I don't want to do signaling yet. You cannot use this building until you set up signaling. You have to have all of your signals done for your rails before this will work. It will not work. It flat out won't send any trains unless there are signals. So that has to be set up. And I really don't want to interrupt all of the buildings and stuff we have going on here. So I think what I'd like to do, so we can get this operational, is I would like to get this intersection completed. All of this is kind of starting to get done. We have a rail all the way out to here. We need to get this done. Otherwise, the rail construction office can't receive things from logistics. I need at least, I would say I need at least one of these done. You know? Like, part of me actually only wants to build one of these bridges and then just let this do its thing, because I don't really know how busy this is going to be. And then we have all of this over here. This is connected to the rail now, so we can use the train to bring bricks. But, like, why? Not yet, you know? We don't need it yet. These guys are doing a great job of bringing bricks over where any construction projects are needing them. So I don't think I'm going to bother with that just yet. And then I have extra roads and stuff to do as well. So there's always roads to do. There's always roads to do. But I'm going to leave you guys here with this. So the cable car is working. I want to get that started. So we're going to start it up. That's 8 cabins on the track, okay? And then this is where it goes. And we're going to say that we want workers. All right, workers are the only thing you load. And go. Workers are there, okay? And we want to say workers are, yep, right there. Okay, we should now see workers start to use this. And upon them using it, well, I have to actually tell them to use it, don't I? So let's say you guys all work here. Done. Right? So now I'm just like pulling people off the bus stop, right? But I can also remove the bus route that's taking people to that platform. So I can look at the bus routes of, wow, I really thought I would click one of those buses by now, but I'm going to have to click the station. Yeah, right here, this one. So these 4 buses, I don't need all of them anymore because they can take the cableway. So now I'm going to cut this route down to 2 and just do line spacing instead. I don't need to incorporate this end station into the route if I'm only doing 2 buses. I could maybe get away with 3 just so they can keep getting repaired, but it doesn't matter. So we're going to take, let's say this bus has no workers on it right now. So let's just go ahead and tell this thing to have a seat right over there. And then this one here has no workers on it either. I'm going to tell you to also take a seat. Okay, there's that. And then I didn't put that as part of the route, did I? No, they should be on their way over there. Yeah, delete them. Delete from the line. Yep, there we go. And then delete from the line. There we go. And then you guys, we're going to adjust your route to where this doesn't exist anymore. And then activate line spacing. Okay, so we are now going to have a more consistent manufacturing area by allowing these guys to, instead of go to the bus stop, you can go to this. And this can reach, or can be reached, not by as many homes as I thought it would be. I think part of the problem on that has to do with how it's accessing the road. It's getting this via this dirt path here. I think that's part of the problem. I want to, use the higher walking paths with this. And I don't, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to redo that. Probably. I'd like to do better walking paths for this. So why don't we say that we just bring this up to here, I guess. Like this. That should probably improve the distance they can reach it by quite a bit. This needs to be paved too. I haven't done that yet either. So we're going to go ahead and pave this as well. Let's just get that. This little segment right here we'll start off with. That way we don't block water, right? Somebody asked me in a previous comment, why am I doing things all piecemeal? Why not just do them all in one big go? Well, the thing is, every single time any of these walking paths cross the road, it creates a node, and I can't have multiple nodes in a project. All these little pink dots are separating the projects, and I must have missed this one. No, I missed it because there's workers. It needs workers. Yeah, it's 19 days. This creates a system where you have to do this in piecemeal like this. You can't just do the whole road because of that. But the other reason, and the reason why I made all the walking paths and didn't delete them or whatever, is because I don't want to block existing industries. Yeah, I could totally maybe do this whole thing marked up and have the whole job happen. It's still going to be 2 jobs, and it's going to block this. And if I block this, everyone dies, okay? So, I mean, there are certain things like the pub where it's not that big of a deal, right? But I've done this in a way, I've upgraded roads over time in a way that doesn't block traffic ever, right? There's never anything that is inaccessible, even though the roads are being done. I wish I could just do one side at a time, then it wouldn't be a problem, and just have traffic regulated that way. But that isn't a thing in this game, so I can't do that. You got people taking the cabins. Oh boy. Now, we have a lot less buses coming through here now, but if I could see them hop out of here, that'd be sweet. These are the ones with the lights, so it should be able to move quicker, okay? And they're all hopping out and going all over the place, which is great. The bus stop, you should be responsible for bringing people over to prefab panels. And I'm only limiting this to 20 because, like, clearly we're not using all of them anyway. I mean, it's pretty full, right? like really full. So I don't need to do that. And this whole time I've had the distribution office over there bringing fuel over here. So we have a little bit of fuel over here. This is pretty good. And we also have the Brospine Road Depot. Okay, whatever that is. Probably going to change this. Brospine kind of sounds a little interesting though, doesn't it? This one over here is Liuslaw. We can change it, obviously. We can change everything. So I can now go over and lower terrain and average it out and do all the things that I want to do to make sure that this place is ready to go. So I can now do this, right? Which I couldn't do before. And I can also lay in, my mines and everything. If they'll fit, I can lay in my mines and stuff too. So if we go to iron being right here, it's a pretty good spot for this mine. I would actually like the road to be on the other side, though. Let's say that the mine is... Ooh, it has to be a certain orientation in order for it to work. I don't really... Well, yeah, I don't like that, but if I'm going to process it over here on this side anyway, then okay. So let's say that the mine is located right here. I can just hold down the button. And they'll flatten this out onto like a platform sort of thing for me. All right. Wow, that takes a little longer than I thought. So that's 61% quality source. And then, of course, I can make that platform even bigger by just dragging it around. That's pretty nice. So what I'm going to do is I'll do this off camera, though, because there's a lot of excavation work to do. When we come back for the next one, we will fully design steel. Okay, we're also going to next video. You're gonna want to watch the next video. Okay, next video is gonna have the full design for steel and the full design for our scrapping. Okay, and I've got these guys set on auto build and all that stuff to auto search everything, so they should get started on the scrapping and everything pretty much right away. They should also get started on the homes and everything over here right away. And I'm going to, again, replace these with the more comfortable variants and maybe even tweak like how they're spaced out and everything. But and then I can maybe get some more houses on this side, but probably not. So we have a lot of design work to do in the next video because we have a great budget and we have nearly 500,000 rubles now. Very exciting. Yay. Okay, so come back for the next video. It's going to be a good one. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.